Hi, everybody! Today for Sunday Funday, we're going to see how I draw Prisoner 2187. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description, and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, Prisoner 2187. Okay, so the idea behind this, ooh, I see something different. Hang on, I got an idea here. Okay, the idea behind this one is just like the terrible Sasquatch, right? It's a wrestler. So I'll tell this story again real fast, but I'm going to do something a little bit more dynamic. I kind of came up with a different pose. I didn't mean to, but it kind of worked out like this. So I think I'm going to get a little bit more dynamic than what I was planning. But I was up late one night watching, a long time ago, watching wrestling on TV, and it was late at night. I don't watch wrestling. I used to watch wrestling when I was younger, and I don't anymore. And I was flipping the channels late one night, 2 in the morning, and a local channel was on showing wrestling, and it was interesting because they were doing this really cool thing with some crazy characters. And like the Sasquatch guy, this was a guy who was he was an inmate, like, right, okay, so here's his backstory, right? He's an inmate and they'd bring him in to wrestle. Now, he would constantly try to escape. Like, you know, because he's a prisoner and he would constantly try to escape, there was always a prison guard walking the perimeter of the ring to keep him from escaping, because every now and then he would jump through the ring and try to run away, but the prison guard would always stop him and throw him back in, right? It was funny. It was hilarious. That's the same word. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. It was amusing, and I thought it was great. A great idea, a great original, you know, fun thing to do. And so that's kind of what I'm playing with now. Is I don't remember where I saw this. Like I said, I just know it was a local station, and I just thought it was a great idea. It was really good, and I kind of want to recreate that with some crazy wrestling characters, you know, just something a little different. But the thing is, again, just to make it like a different variety of poses and stuff like that. That's really what I'm going for. Not so much like, hey, let's draw wrestling characters. This is really an experiment in movement, poses. I guess that's the best way to say it. Like that. See, it's like, well, how am I going to put this foot? What am I going to do? Is it going to go back here, up like that? I think that'll work. And so I also want him chained. And so that's why I have his hands kind of in this position right here, because I want it to look like he's got chains on that are kind of holding his irons together, like he's shackled. This is what I'm saying. And for his head, what do you do for a prisoner? I don't know. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give him his robber's mask, right? So we're going to say he's in prison for robbing banks, right? And so we're going to give him, because I don't really know what to do for a prisoner. We got to make it creative, right? So we're going to give him his thievery mask, right? Like a bandit mask with the eyes open like that, right? Again, it's just something fun to do, a way to break this up. But I'm going to do some chains, just some regular old chains, like the way we normally do the link over link over link over link, you know? Just that kind of thing. Nothing too specific, just like we always do. a matter of fact, I have some tutorials on how to draw chains. You should go check that out. But it's just a fun, simple thing. It's just you know, a simple way to do it. It's nothing revolutionary, and it's nothing that you're gonna change the world with. It's just a way to, you know, draw a link like a chain. But it's the same way we always do. I've been doing it since I was a kid. You know, nothing too crazy, nothing different. Just link over link over link over link. So we're keeping it that simple. And again, I'm just going to draw his hands just in a fist. And shackled. Chains. That's what I mean by shackled. There we go, something like that. And again, for his head, we're just gonna do the simple mask. And so, let me draw some eyes real fast. That'll work. And so, because he's wearing like a robber's mask, I'm gonna draw like the top of it a little big, like, you know how the top doesn't quite pull down straight onto your head. That's what we're gonna go for as mask. Just kind of a little sewn up little silly spot at the top right there. But I think that's good. I think I am ready to switch over to the Sharpies. I think we're ready to welcome all the skippers. And maybe what I'll do is I'll do some lines to show the material for his mask. Oof, couldn't think of those words. Sometimes I just don't have them. Right. Right. Okay. Sorry, my kneaded eraser. I gotta knead it just a little bit. Knead. K-N-E-A-D. All right. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to erase some of these sketch lines, because originally what I was doing, I was throwing lines down trying to find placement. Once I got confident with that placement, I started pressing harder. And when I lightly erase those sketch lines, because I press so lightly, they erase pretty easily. The confidence lines take more pressure, and I'm not putting enough pressure down to erase those, so I can lightly see where we're going to go, following my confidence and getting rid of the sketchiness. And that's how you live your life. Get rid of your sketchiness, follow your confidence. That'll make you happy. Okay, I think that's enough. I can see where we're going, so let's welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. It can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen, but if you want to see more Sunday Fun Day, a lot of crazy things, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general, because I draw so many things once every single day that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So take a look. If not, give me a request, and I'm going to get going. I'm going to draw the top of the lids like this. I've got his head kind of tilted a little. Like that, okay? So that'll kind of give me a placement for his head. And I'm gonna draw the retina, the color part, like this. So I'm gonna hit his pupils, like that. And I'm just gonna barely dab them, because it's so small, it's hard to draw more details there. And for the bottom of his eye, I don't draw the line underneath, because it'll bleed with this Sharpie. You're welcome to draw it all the way with a pencil, but I just kind of come in and apply it like that. That way I do more of it with color, but it also lets the iris, retina, the color part kind of imply the bottom of the eye anyway. So I'm good with that. So I'm gonna give him kind of an angry brow. Sorry, before I do that, I gotta draw the eyelets of his mask. And if you want to know why he looks like this, go back to the sketch. I've already talked about it, and I don't want to bore anybody who's already watched it, so you can see why this guy is dressed like this and who he is in the sketch portion. That's where I talk about it. So now that I have that, I can draw again some angry brows like this. Okay. And that's all I'm gonna do, because anything else is gonna start to bleed, and I can do most of that with color anyway. So let me draw the shape of his head. So I'm gonna draw his chin down here, right? I'm gonna come up to the side of his head, up here like this, a little bit of an ear, over like this. And I've talked about why I'm drawing his head with a little shape like that in the sketch. So again, if you wanna know, go over there. I'm not gonna bore everyone who's already listened to it. All right, a little tall, wasn't expecting it quite to be that tall, but let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna draw like some material lines, like this is a ski mask, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna draw a bunch of lines like this, just a few. Look, see, I'm not connecting everything. I'm gonna kind of pick it up every now and then too, just to kind of, you know, show that there's lines, but I'm not going to draw every single one. Like we want that feel of this is a ski mask, but again, I'm not going to draw every single line. Because I'm trying to imply that it's sewn, you know, that it's manufactured. So I don't want to have to draw every single, it's kind of like hair. I shouldn't have to draw every single hair, but you know, it's still going to look good like this. There we go. It gives it breaks up the negative space too. So, all right, switching back to the other Sharpie. So his mask is going to come down a little bit over his neck, but is bent like this because his head is kind of tilted a little bit. So his collar is coming out like this. Shoulders are kind of turned a little bit, so I'm going to kind of do like this, right? All right, so he has a jumpsuit on, you know, a prisoner's jumpsuit, and he's shackled. So I say we draw the chest and then work our way out for the arms. So I'm going to draw his shirt like this. Let's draw a little prisoner number. Do you know what that number means? 2187, it's a special number. You Star Wars fans should know. Let's see. Draw some like material stretched like this. Oh, you know what? Before I do all that, I need to actually draw the. I'm jumping ahead of myself and drawing other parts, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So I'm gonna have his belt, his little prison belt, right here, and so that's going to give me an edge for the material. So I'm going to wrinkle it all up. Trains outside, if you can hear that, it's really blowing hard. There's his suit, and so now I can add a little bit of wrinkles and folds, because I do have his belt kind of holding it tight, wrinkling up all his material. Okay. All right. Trying not to get too crazy, but I want to draw a bunch of lines. Let's see if I can put the numbers in real fast. Hang on. 2, 1, 8, 7. Perfect. It's a little thick. I probably should have done that with the smaller Sharpie, but oh well. All right. What's done is done. All right. So we'll say his neck is down here, but he's got another shirt underneath. Right? Now, I like to draw what's in front first, so when I draw what's behind, I didn't draw through it. So this hand, I've got them both kind of up like this, but this one is more pointed at you, this one's coming out just a little bit, and this one's in front. So bear with me, we're gonna draw the thumb like this over the knuckles, and I'm gonna draw the fingers like this. There's the knuckles. We're gonna draw the middle finger, ring finger, and then the pinky all tucked in. So see, pretty much just like that is all we're really gonna do for the hand. We're not gonna get too complicated. Don't worry, I'm gonna do a little bit more than that. We're not gonna get too complicated, but that's all we really need for the look of this hand, right? Like, we can draw more details to get it look really specific, but that's all we really want to keep it as simple as we're making it, because that gets the point across. Okay. Now I've got him in shackles, which means I want to draw the shackle around his wrist, but there's a part that needs to come up for the chain, right? So I'm going to draw this first, then the chain's going to come through. Oh, I need to draw. I kind of just need to get going with the chain, huh? All right, so we're going to do a simple chain like that, just one side, one side, one side, one side, one, you know, real simple. But I wanted that in front of his shackle, so I wanted to make sure I get that first. So like that. So see, I don't draw through the chain or the shackle. That's kind of the whole idea, is I wanted it to look in front of itself, right? So let me just kind of do that, just to give it like another layer of metal, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Is connected to his belt, so I'm gonna kind of just, let's see, I kind of need to do the middle ones first, really. So let's do that. That's gonna go through there, and then this is gonna go through there, and then that's gonna, oops, I already messed that one up. I messed that one up. That's okay. That's all right. We're just gonna do this just to kind of connect them, and that's okay. All right, simple chains. It doesn't require a lot to get the point across, right? Now, since all that's done, I can now draw the arm behind it. So this arm is all wrinkled and bent. We're gonna say the forearm is right here, right? But again, kind of covered up by a lot of the stuff, so we don't see that much. So there's a lot of wrinkles and folds in the material. And again, it's all pretty much behind it. And rather than get it all convoluted, I'm just gonna say that it's covered up by that chain, okay? I could try to draw an edge through there, but what's the point? You see where it's going. I say we just draw some wrinkles just to show that it's cloth all through there, right? Same thing here. Just some wrinkled up old material lines, right? Because it's all bent up. That's probably a little bit too much, but it's okay. That's all right. Like I said, once we get the whole thing going, it's gonna make more sense with the bigger picture, right? Okay, but see how that's getting really messy? That's what I was trying to avoid, getting too messy. So I say we draw the belt and the chain because that's in front of all this side. So it's pretty much the same thing, but just at a different angle. So let's draw the belt. I'm gonna give him a big old, like a buckle, like this. It's gonna have the little tab thing through it, like that. And then this is gonna come through over here. Right? Back over this way. And then this is gonna go through to here. Okay, so there's his belt. And so we're gonna say that this one has the, again, I gotta draw the little ones. This one has this one on the side, right? That's where you can see that. That's where you can see that. That's how great of a speaker I am. That's why I should just draw and not talk. Right? Just get to drawing, old man. Get to drawing. All right, we'll say this one's got a little ring on there too. All right. Okay, so again, we're just going to draw a chain just like we did there. Thin, round, thin, round. That's what we're gonna do. But I gotta draw the thins first, because I got them going up a certain way. Right? Just that simple, and it's going to lead me to where we're going. I'm fine with this. Okay, so if I'm going to go up here, I want it to be like this. Okay, last one. That's it. Okay, so again, now we're going to draw the big parts. That simple. Because it's how we've drawn them since we were kids. It gets the point across, right? Okay, so now this is going to his shackle. So I want, let's see, shackle's coming through like this. We're gonna do another one like this. And it's around and connected to the shackle right there. See, sometimes it gets a little too messy. Sometimes it's like, yeah, don't do all that. Keep it simple. Especially if it's just Sunday fun day. We're here to have fun, you know? Let me draw the arm, then I'll come back to the hand. Again, more material just kind of bent all up on itself. Okay. And again, I'm going to say that it's underneath there, so I'm not going to worry about that end because, again, it's going to get super messy. Because of all the wrinkles and folds, you know? All right. Okay, so the hand, pretty much the same thing, but we're going to do more of a side profile view. So I'm going to, I guess we'll do his like shirt coming through like that. You couldn't really see it over here. We'll do his shirt. There's the inside of his hand, the back of his hand to his pinky. And let's go ahead and do that pinky so we can kind of place it first, right? That's kind of in front of everything else, so I wanted that first. Okay, the thumb is kind of over all that, so I'm gonna draw that in. And so now everything is pretty much behind that. So, I'm just gonna come up here and do this finger, this one, that one's up like that. So I've got them pretty much, I wish I could show you like that. This finger is a little bit more up, a little bit more dynamic, you know? To give it that, that fighting, stretched look, you know? He's really putting a lot into it. All right. Okay, and so now we're just pretty much drawing prison pants and shackles and boots, or shoes, I guess. So I'm gonna have one leg sticking out like this, right? Another one's coming down this way. Oops. And again, going into shackles. Let's go ahead and draw that leg up so you see where we are. Go ahead and just draw it all, right? Again, to the shackle. Now I'm going to add some detail. Then we'll do the rest of it. Because it's pretty much just a wrinkled suit. Because he's like stretching his legs out like this, so it kind of really puts stress on the material. Something like that. I really like to add wrinkles and folds on a lot of bends like this, just because it's cloth and it shows that it's being stressed and moved, and you know, it just kind of makes it come alive. It's really what it comes down to. Oh, let me do some over here. I almost stopped from doing some over here. I want to do on all parts of the costume, right? Yeah, I think that's enough. I don't want to go too crazy. I mean, I do, but I shouldn't. All right, so now we're just gonna do just like we did there, but not chain. So shackles. And it's that simple, right? That easy. But let's draw, we're gonna say that there is a little chain part over here where you can shackle him up, but he's not chained. Okay, so it's got to open, right? So I want to draw the little hinge on this side, and we'll say the hinge is on this side. So I'm showing what you can see, because you can't see everything from every angle, because we're only looking at it at certain angles, right? Like the shackle's on the inside, the link is on the other side, so that's what you can see. Pretty cool, right? All right, so I'm just gonna give him regular old prison shoes, so inmate shoes, I guess is what you would call them. So just like regular loafers. Something like that. A little low. I probably should have done a lower, but that's okay. I just called them loafers, so they are low. And let's give it like a little bit of a, what do you call it? A sole down there. Okay. Simple shoe. So same thing over here. Simple shoe. I guess I should have drawn the sock, but I didn't. Oh well. We'll say you can see more of it on this one, more of the shoe on this one. Like that. Wrinkles on his socks. We're just gonna give it the sole. Like that. Give him a little crease for the toe, and there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So for Sunday Fun Day, that is Prisoner 2187.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.